Welcome back. All right, to all you fine people of the internet, it is time for a News of the Day video. February 6th edition. We're going to start off with Winnipeg news. So we knew Mark Scheifele was coming back into the lineup tonight. You need to make room on your roster for Scheifele coming back, and therefore Jonsson-Fjallby has been waived. Jonsson-Fjallby is a decent fourth line option. I could see him getting picked. It's one of those 50-50s. If he clears, I wouldn't be surprised. If he gets claimed, I wouldn't be entirely surprised either. So yeah, we'll see what happens with him. But Scheifele being back, and of course Monahan, who is not expected to be in the lineup tonight from what I've seen. But Monahan joining the team. It's an exciting time right now if you're a Jets fan. Nick Bonino decided that he didn't really want to go to the American Hockey League, so he talked to the New York Rangers. The decision was made to terminate his contract. So he's on unconditional waivers today for the purpose of terminating his contract. We'll see if anybody else ends up picking him up, but this could end up being the end for Bonino. At any rate, this is what he wanted, according to Peter Bow, who's reported that he didn't want to go to the AHL and said, so you guys could put me on unconditional waivers and terminate my contract. So we'll see what the Rangers do if they're able to get that contract off the books. It's based for one more contract. Trade deadline coming up. We'll see what else ends up happening there. Jack Hughes is in a regular jersey at practice today for the New Jersey Devils. That's great news. He is to be reevaluated before Thursday's game, so maybe he ends up coming back Thursday. He's not going to be back tonight. But they're activating Thomas Nosek off of the long-term injured reserve. So some good news for Devils fans out there. It looks like Hughes coming back, Nosek coming back, and things are getting better in New Jersey. And they definitely need that. They're close to the playoff line. They're not that far out. They've got games in hand on a couple of the teams that they're fighting for a playoff spot with. So we'll see what they're able to get done starting tonight. But getting Jack Hughes back would be a huge difference maker. I saw a chart on how the Devils look with him on the ice versus when he's not on the ice, and it's a completely different picture when he's not playing for them. So I'm sure if you're a Devils fan, you're hoping Hughes is back in a couple of days. Jake DeBrusk, Derek Forbort will play tonight for the Boston Bruins against the Calgary Flames. Matt Poitras's out. All three of them undisclosed injuries. That's where we're headed. Undisclosed injuries. It's just going to be he's hurt. We don't know when he's coming back. That's where we're headed. So injury news is going to become even more vague if that's possible. So the Boston Bruins with DeBrusk and Forbort in the lineup, that will absolutely help. Wotherspoon's been decent as a pick as a player that's come up and played for them too as a replacement. Boston getting some good play out of the guys who do come up and slot into the lineup, but it'll be nice to get guys back like DeBrusk and Forbort. The trick with Forbort this year has been him staying in the lineup, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that is the case. Nick Cousins is off the injured reserve. He's been dealing with concussion symptoms, so he will play tonight against the Philadelphia Flyers. A Flyers team, of course, that I've been reading today may very well end up being sellers at the deadline, and there's a lot of that discussion, so the Flyers could beat Florida and get the conversation more into what they're able to do this year rather than how everything's kind of fallen apart. The sooner they get that done, the better. But Cousins being back for Florida should help them, depth forward and all of that. Now, if you're a Canes fan, if you're a Whalers fan this week, you can kind of be happy both ways. The Whalers, it's Whalers week this week, according to the Breezers being worn by the Carolina Hurricanes at practice. They have white Whalers jerseys this year. I acquired one. And they look fantastic, so looking forward to seeing white Whalers jerseys. I would imagine if they're wearing them in practice today, we should see them tonight against the Canucks. You know, if it was the white Whalers jerseys against that new black skate jersey for the Canucks, I would be on board for that. I think that would be fantastic. So we'll see. But Whalers week, always fun, and I'm glad that the Hurricanes have embraced their past. I know there's people who don't like the fact that they don't honor the numbers that the Whalers had retired, so you might see players wearing jersey numbers that you wouldn't have seen if they'd been in Hartford. But it's not like we're going to get a team back in Hartford anyway, so your choice is either to have these Whaler throwback nights or just nothing. I think this is nice of Carolina to do. I would love to see Colorado do something similar with Quebec, but again, that might be a little bit more of a hot button topic. So at any rate, and honestly, while we're at it, I wouldn't mind seeing either Calgary or Winnipeg do throwbacks to the Atlanta Flames and the Atlanta Thrashers. Come on, why not? So, yeah, there's all those reasons people are going to say in the comments, but I think it would be fun. I think it's fun to do those throwback nights, so I'm just throwing that out there myself. Nathan MacKinnon's point streak is up to 14 games after last night's game. He seems to be playing the game on easy mode right now. Rookie level, for those who've played the NHL games and all that. But yeah, it's a 14-game point streak, and he just wills the puck into the net. So we'll see whether or not he's able to keep that streak going tonight, or if it ends at 14 games. I wouldn't be surprised if it just keeps going. Like the one he has at home to start the season is insane. Isn't it up to like 25, 26 games to start the year that he's had a point in every single game? Just ridiculous. MacKinnon and Kucherov are kind of making it look like they're playing the league on an easier level than other players. So yeah, now this is apparently going to come to pass. There are some that aren't very happy about it. Chicago Blackhawks rumored to be hosting. It sounds like it's going to happen. That they're going to be hosting the Blues in the next Winter Classic, which is of course January 1st of 2025. The Blues and the Blackhawks have featured in Winter Classics before. I've seen the complaints about Chicago again. But Chicago gets a lot of national attention. Chicago's a team that, you're going to draw a lot of fans into that stadium. So I get it from the NHL perspective. I also get it from the perspective of fans who might be cheering for a team that hasn't got to host a Winter Classic, saying, well, when do we get one? So at any rate, it's going to be the Hawks and the Blues. We'll see next season whether or not they're in a position to be, charging towards the playoffs. How important this game is, I think, will have an effect on how many people watch. But again, it's more of a spectacle. You're also going to get the Heritage game. You're going to get a stadium game. And so, yeah, Winter Classic, it looks like it's going to be in Chicago. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. I swear Chicago and St. Louis have played each other in a Winter Classic before. So if that's what we end up seeing, it may feel a little bit familiar. But at any rate, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event that you haven't hit those buttons yet. I'm okay with you not hitting them yet, but I'm kind of hurt if you don't hit them at all. Thank you guys again for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.